my channel if you are new, and welcome back if you are returning for this fun, festive Halloween space that we are in this season. So I decided that I wanted to create a nice Hocus Pocus sign in addition to a nice Halloweentown sign to add to my little entryway decor here. But first out, I went to the dollar store to grab pretty much everything you're going to see in this video to create the sign. But while I was in the dollar store, I found some cute stuff that I could not pass up on. I found this cute little witch ghost pumpkin Halloween projector. And then I found this little, it looks like a globe kind of thing. Better yet, it resembles a crystal ball. That's the word I was looking for. The thing that like fortune tellers use. So look, I'm so clumsy. It just happens. And I was like, this would be a great opportunity to just add little things into this space. This space is going to be, I'm just going to keep adding things into this space as I see it. Like these little pumpkins that I found here. I thought it was a very cute a little touch to this little space as we just have like a lot of things going on. It's all about the organized chaos, really. So I got myself nice and set up for doing this nice little DIY painting. And I have to tell you guys, it was relatively easy, relaxing, and fun to do. I'm not going to lie to you on that one. And I utilized these little wooden planks that they had within the dollar store to make it as my base or foundation for this actual sign. And when I went to the dollar store earlier this week, I saw them. I'm like, I can use that for a project. And when I did the little entryway table, I said, oh, something's missing. We need to add a little sign to just kind of bring your eyes up. You know, you don't want a lot of same height decor. It really just kind of takes away from the overall essence of the piece. So I was like, we need to do something that brings up the eye a little bit. And I figured, what better way than to use a nice little sign that we can create ourselves and make it a fun DIY project. So I used the acrylic paint that I found at the dollar store, and this stuff is good. It's nice, it's thick, it has good coverage. I was pleasantly surprised the amount of coverage that it had. I did not have to do a second coat. The paint was doing what the paint needed to do. And I settled with 4 colors. Actually, I settled with 5 colors. I ended up running back to the store and getting a yellow because I figured the base for the Hocus Pocus sign would be better in yellow. But for this one here, this is the Halloweentown sign, and I used that nice orange acrylic paint. Like, just look how it just falls on. Goodness gracious. For the dollar store, I have to say they get a A+ on this one for quality. It went on so well. The brushes as well were from the dollar store. I also had some leftover brushes from this cute little sip and paint project my husband and I did some time ago, and so I also utilized those paint brushes as well. In fact, I'm using that paintbrush here, and I believe I got it from Five and Below. And if you are watching the Love is Blind season 7 right now, let me know in the comment section what you think. Not in a controversy kind of way. We're not trying to start any arguments here, but I just kind of want to know what you think, because my opinion's a little indifferent. A little indifferent about it. But I went ahead, and after I did the orange base coat, I went ahead and I swept in there with some black just to create a 2-layer effect here. The orange was very vibrant, so I just kind of want to calm it down a little bit, so I just swept it over with that black. Right after that, I went ahead and moved it for that particular sign or painting to dry a little bit before we added the words over top, and we went ahead and started working on the basis for the Hocus Pocus sign. Now, I knew I wanted this sign to be larger, and I knew I wanted to be one single piece, so I figured let's just use the planks to create the sign. And I really do enjoy how it even just has like that little bit of like fence kind of spacing in between, if you know what I mean. You know, like it just creates a nice outdoory kind of distress feel is what I felt like a little bit. But I went ahead and I used this paint here. This paint is in fact adhesive glue, which you can get right from the craft sections in your local dollar store. But what I'm also understanding is that everyone's dollar store is very different. Some of the things I might have in mind, you might not have in yours, and vice versa. However, I think any type of glue would do. even Elmer's glue, because initially that's what I was looking for. They didn't have any Elmer's glue, so I settled for this, and it worked perfectly fine. So I went ahead and put some weight on there using some books I had lying around, even this little notepad kind of holder I had lying around, and I let that just kind of sit on it for about a good 10 minutes, just kind of let it dry. It wasn't all the way dry yet before I started painting, so I just went ahead and moved those books to a single side. The side that kind of was lifting a little bit, I moved over there to give more weight, but the other side was pretty well off for me to go ahead and paint. So I knew for the Hocus Pocus sign that I wanted the underlaying, the foundational color, to be purple. In fact, there was this sign at Michael's that inspired me to do this Hocus Pocus sign, and I saw it in passing, and I was talking to my sister. She was like, what if we did a Hocus Pocus party for the kids? And I was like, ooh, I'm gonna do a sign. And so this is what kind of inspired that whole let's do a Hocus Pocus sign thing. As you can see, I had my Love is Blind on the background, just kind of like watching it, and you know, making it one of my background noise a little bit as I was doing this. But I will tell you, there's something super soothing about painting. Just a stroke of the brush, just laying over this smooth surface. I'm telling you, it was very therapeutic and just soothing. Like it created that kind of fall comfortable vibe for me. I don't know. And I went ahead and did the same thing on this painting as I did on the orange one. I just swept across like a little bit of black painting and just to create that 2-layer color effect. And I really liked how it turned out. It just added dimension to the painting. It just made it even more fun and festive for the Halloween spirits and vibes right now. So I was freehanding the letters that I was going to use for this, and it's enjoy your stay in Halloweentown. And I was trying to figure out, okay, how do I want to do this? Like, you know, what type of font I want to do? Because let's be real, I am not the most crafty when it comes to like, you know, oh, use this type of font. So I was like, you know what, we're just going to use the regular font that I can just write with. We're not gonna get super crazy with these here, right? And so I went ahead and just wrote it out, and I just kind of staggered it a little bit, and I just wrote enjoy your stay in Halloweentown, and I actually really liked it, especially even this white paint, because it just really popped out on that orange. So it turned out fine. It was no issue. But as you can see, as I was doing it, because initially I was just going to leave the sign like this, but as I was doing it, I realized that this sign needed a little bit of assistance, and so I had ended up running back to the dollar store. You're going to see later on the video what I got, just to add a little bit to this sign. And I went back to the Hocus Pocus sign. I kind of did the same concept. Once the paint dried, it was a great solid dry foundation for me to write on, and I went ahead and I just kind of sketched out in letters, you know, how I wanted it to look, and just freehand it a little bit, and it worked out perfectly fine. So when I ran back to the dollar store, initially I was thinking stickers, some small bat stickers or something like that I can put onto these signs to just fill in those spaces. But then I saw these little there's kind of like ornament pieces that you can paint, and I thought this is perfect. And it's also a way where I can let my daughter be involved in this activity, because she enjoys painting and she wanted to be a part of it. And I was trying to figure out how can I help her, you know, allow her to do this. And so when I saw these, I was like, perfect. And she was so excited to paint them, and she did a fabulous job enjoying herself. We set her up very nicely, and she just went to town, okay, on these, and I thought they worked out perfectly. So while my daughter was in there finishing up the painting of the little things we're going to add on there, I went ahead and I completed this sign, and it says it's just a bunch of Hocus Pocus, like the famous line from the movie. I just thought it was so stinking cute, and I just went ahead and filled in everything that I had sketched out, and I decided to kind of do a little bit of a graffiti, to the best of my ability, graffiti font there, so you can kind of see the drippage that's kind of happening there. Originally, I wanted to sit the painting up and let it naturally drip and just kind of give that really a Halloweeny, spooky kind of feel, but I did not have a large enough canvas to, not canvas, but a large enough easel to sit this on. So I was just like, we'll do the best we can. We'll just try to do some graffiti art a little bit here. And it turns out the way it turns out. So I ended up doing 2 coats over this, just because it was such a dark under foundation with it being purple. So just kind of needed 2 coats. I mean, I did what I could, but I just thought it turned out fabulous. You could just see some of the little pumpkins and the cat and the witch's hat. I just kind of added in there to fill in the spaces, but this was such a fun little project. As you can see how it turned out, it did not take much effort. The longest time was really the drying time, and it just turned out so cute, and it saved me a bunch of money. Like, these signs were very easy, like 20, 30, $40 depending where you get it from. And I'm sure they probably would have came out with a different quality and feel on it, but it was a fun activity and it saved us a bunch of money. And I really enjoyed it, and I just thought it just turned out very lovely. And so you can now see that it is in its home for the season, right on my little spooky Halloweentown table. And then I went ahead and put the Hocus Pocus sign in our kitchen. I don't know if that's going to be its final home, but it's there for now just to spook up our kitchen a little bit. But you can also now see that at the very end of the night, I wanted to see how the projector looked, and let's be real, Layla did too, of course. And so we put it on and it turned out fabulous. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you later.